My name is Lazarus Rundora from the Faculty of Applied and Computer Sciences. My advice to the young and upcoming researchers is that they must keep reading widely. They must read a lot of articles and journals, and they must stay connected to the other research community through platforms like ResearchGate and Google Scholar. They must also keep on collaborating with their mentors, writing a lot of papers with your mentors, and through that you gain experience, and in no time you find that you'll be independent on your own.
My name is Dr. Khatebe from the Department of Human Resources in the Faculty of Management Sciences. I'm here to share some views with upcoming researchers or aspiring researchers. The first thing that I would like to share with you is that research in its own doesn't want people that are lazy readers. People that are involved in research are people that have an intention to read widely in developing their research proposals, in writing their master's and master's dissertations and their doctoral thesis. And the second thing that I would also like to share with you is that you should know by now that research is like digging gold. That when you've got your dig, you'll notice that you still want to dig more. So in other words, in research, there's no information that is said to be enough. You need to read more in order to know more. And this links with my previous advice that it doesn't need a lazy reader. In research, you need to know what you do not know so that you take steps to get to know what you do not know. People would find that as an established or upcoming researcher, that there is certain information or some certain techniques that you may not know even if you've got my doctorate like myself. But I need to know which things are those and then get measures or mechanisms to get to know them. As a researcher, you need to have an attitude. I always like that. You need to have an attitude of the homeless and the destitute people. You know, when those people beg, they are persistent in their begging, and they are very consistent in their begging, and they are also fearless. So in research, you don't have to be fearless to ask other researchers about things that you do not know. You need to go out and look out for information, ask colleagues, and also try to find out your mentors where you can get information. Thank you.
My heartfelt thanks and sincere gratitude to the Faculty of Applied and Computing Sciences for this research award, in particular to the Research and Innovation Committee in the faculty. This would have been impossible without the support of my wife and the contribution of my mentors, who also serve as collaborators, as well as my colleagues. I personally believe that I am not in the best of positions to be advising new and upcoming researchers, as I feel that I'm also one such. The research ideally should be done with passion and commitment, emphasizing on quality, which is based on one's strengths. And it must be relevant to the community and must also inform teaching and learning with a view to improving the body of literature and knowledge available in one's field. It is then my view that one needs to read wide and be honest and sincere about what they are doing, and more importantly to collaborate with those peers who perhaps will make up for one's weak areas. It is also important to reach out to those established researchers, both local and international, in order to build one's capacity through these links. I also of the view that as one grows, it becomes very important to take time to develop others by mentoring them, for it is only in training others that you continuously develop and thereby keeping up to date so that you don't become obsolete. Thank you.
My name is Ferdinand Imbanera, a lecturer in economics from Department of Logistics in Management Sciences faculty. What I learned so far in that is that research is about finding new insight. Why, how, what causes it, what are the relationship, what then after finding out. Those are the questions asked by researchers, and they should come up with solution to them through research to make our society more better. Research is a cyclical process of steps that typically begin with identifying the problem or issues of that study. It then consists of reviewing the literature, standing on the shoulder of a giant, specifying a purpose for the study, collecting the information, analyzing the data, and forming an interpretation of information. This process ends with a report disseminated to the audience that is evaluated and used in the scientific community. When doing research, problems occur at different stages depending upon the type of those problems. Research is not easy to do, but you have to have a gift of having curiosity in your mind, that you keep asking question of why, what, and what then after you find those answers. And my advice to them is that they need to keep consistent. Research is a learning curve. It's not a destination, it's a journey. So you find difficulties, you find problems depending on which type of research you're conducting. My advice to these new and upcoming researchers is that they have to keep committed, focus, and understand what they are doing. Research, usually you find out you need to revise more on a particular paper.
Evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jacob Selesho, Research Professor in the Faculty of Management Sciences. Having joined VUT on the 1st of July 2013, I've begun to adopt this quote when I joined academic enterprise at the age of 21. Allow me to quote, "Men begin to live when what they do is much more bigger than themselves." We are in a space of research which is bigger than our expectation. Allow me the opportunity to share with you, ladies and gentlemen, some of the principles adopted by the faculty. Within the African folklore, there is what we call the tribe. Ladies and gentlemen, it will be an honor for me to describe to you what a tribe means within the research context. In a tribe, we have the T that stands for the tradition. Research should be based on a strong tradition where senior researchers are mentoring novice researchers and taking the lead, in line with the ethos and belief of the faculty. Let me go to the second letter on the word tribe, the R which is responsibility. As a researcher, it is important to take responsibility for our action and also to account for our success and failure. The word is divided into two aspects: response, taking action, and ability, being able to. This is what we call collectivism, where we take collective responsibility in our research. The third word, which is involvement or engage. In research, involvement or engagement of every researcher is important. Hence, the tribe, the chief or induna will invite the community to engage in a decision-making process. This is part of faculty strategy to engage and involve all researchers. The fourth way, which is belief, we believe we have to have a certain belief and a sense of belief in guiding our novice researcher for future roles. We value our researcher. And the final way, which is experience, it is important for our novice researcher to be guided. Therefore, the use of experienced researchers for guidance is important. If we believe in the interconnectedness of our researcher, we will realize that no human being can do it alone. Therefore, we need a tribe. We need the whole tribe to succeed in our research. Ladies and gentlemen, the question is, how do we transform our faculty to operate like a true tribe, where the issue of marginalism will be limited while we focus more on leadership and outcome-oriented. Finally, to those aspiring researchers, please note that people become really quite remarkable when they start thinking that they can do things. When they believe in themselves, they have the first secret of success. Thank you.
Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to share some thoughts on research and a message to new and upcoming researchers. It is widely recognized that in South African higher education institutions, they are being increasingly challenged to recruit and retain staff, especially the next generation of researchers and academics. Academia is generally not regarded as a very attractive career option due to relatively low salaries, increased student numbers, and consequent increased workloads that accompany the profession. In South Africa, approximately 1/5 of the academia are due to retire in the next decade, and almost half of them are professoriates. This leaves a big gap, and our concern is, what do we do to address the next generation of academics? Higher Education South Africa, I know, have been working in developing a task team in looking at the next generation of academics, especially black and female academics. I think in VUT and as a faculty, we have come a long way since 2004. Our faculty has grown in developing upcoming researchers. So what is the message that I can give to new and upcoming researchers? Whilst we are in drive mode and very enthusiastic about research in the faculty, let us continue with the momentum to grow research in the faculty. We'll give you the support in terms of encouragement, both in writing and analytical skills. The research colloquium and staff development workshop will continue to be driven by the faculty according to your needs. Let us form research groups and give meaning to engaged scholarship. Engaged scholarship is a scholarship of discovery. Engaged scholarship is also a scholarship of integration. Engaged scholarship is also a scholarship of application. And finally, Engaged scholarship is a scholarship of teaching. To this end, I advise you to join our research groups that we will establish next year so that we can work in teams to address societal problems. Finally, I just want to say there's nothing embarrassing about not knowing, especially in research. As a researcher, I grew up not knowing, but it was through sheer perseverance that I grew learning from my mentors, my colleagues, and all those around me. My doors will always be open. Please feel free to come and address some research issues with me if you so desire. I always say that you must have a strong chin when it comes to research, so you can take the blows and the criticism, especially from your supervisors and your mentors. I'm passionate about research and the intellectual energy generated around research. Let's keep the momentum going. I thank you.